exciting world of microphotography.
What I was actually talking about there, my voice wasn't really actually that audible. My mic, I didn't actually use my mic, so it was giving me some tough times in making this video. Like, audio wasn't even profitable for you to hear. You could have heard from the first part. So what I was actually talking about, to break it down, is I was welcoming you guys to the channel and revealing the intricate details that are often overlooked by the naked eye, which is like macro shot and close-up shot itself. You can see I'm not actually being very serious here in the video, but the video audio is terrible. That's just, I want my audio to be terrible. I have a mic, but I was just so tired I couldn't even get the mic to work. I just wanted to do the video very quickly, and I was thinking the camera, the video mobile phone I used was going to make the camera video very good, but unfortunately it was just terrible. So that was what I was just talking about. I was just giving you some, for starters, the lighting kit and the key when it comes to macro photography. You need good natural light, or even you can need the field lights that you can use to, without vlogging light or something like the ring lights. So if you are shooting with a smartphone, you need to consider investing on a spawn light or a macro lens attachments to improve your lighting in photos. So macro lens, actually I'm going to show you how it looks like in the video, but I may not actually show you the points where I was taking these photos because I couldn't get some footages of that. But I'm just going to show you the equipment I use. It's not really that much. You can do it in small budgets or low budgets, but you make sure you have a light and good stable light. That's just what I'm actually talking about. Make sure you have a stable light and good lens itself, macro lens, because without macro lens you can't take macro photos. Modern devices nowadays they have macro lens, you understand? So instead of using a macro, buying a macro lens to attach to your camera lens, you can just take use of your mobile camera app, the macro settings and presets. You can take your pictures like that. So that's what I'm basically talking about right here, basically for smartphone. I also talked about some points on the DSLRs as well, but you just remember to adjust your settings when you are using professional cameras. You know, they use settings and shutter speed, aperture f2.0, so you make sure you adjust it very well. Unlike mobile devices where everything is very composed, and although there are some new mobile devices that have settings as well, so you just need to make sure to experiment on that. Stay tuned to the video. So I'm going to do some tutorials for you guys to see, mostly for smartphone lovers and smartphone photography users and enthusiasts. Thanks for watching. So basically what I'm doing here, I'm trying to delete some of the photos of these pre-mantis shots that are out of focus. That's what I'm doing now. So this one is not out of focus, it's out of focus, but this one, let me take a look at the face. It's kind of out of focus as well. This one should be good, be deleted as well. So that's what I'm going to do for the next, for these pre-mantis photos. These are previous shots I've taken with this phone itself, the red ITEL phone. It's not really like a high spec phone. It's a mid-range device that has been here for us probably the last 5 years now. This one might stay, but I don't know. The face isn't that clear, but I have to delete it. I need a one whereby the face is a little bit sharp. So
in order to get the most out of your macro photos, there are certain things you need to be aware of. The first one is making sure your image is in focus fully. Well, just as you can see in the picture on the screen, the main focus point in the picture of the mantis is here, which is the head. So what I mostly do when taking my macro shots and photos is that I take a sequence of plenty shots with my smartphone. Then I fish out the one that is in focus, as well as deleting those photos that seemed either blurry or not sharp at 2, which you can see it's being done right now. So after the selection process, you'll need to go to the editing process. So for this section, I'll be making use of Lightroom. There are lots of superb photo editing softwares that you can as well run on your smartphone, but I chose Adobe Lightroom. I have lots of experience with the Adobe software series. This is the macro photograph we're going to be working with today. In order for you to get the best results for your macro shots, you need to find the best presets that fits the desired photos you want to grade. Then you start with object exposure seen shortly. After this, then you move on to the exposure improvement. While you follow these steps for free, take a second to pause the video and click on the like button below. Then continue with your free video. Thanks for staying till this part of the video. I will now give you some quick tips for smartphone macro photography. The radial gradient as seen here can be used for a lot of things. Firstly, I'll be using it here to brighten up the lower part of the insect's mouth. Main reason is to push the exposure to the same framework as the object, which is the body of the insect in this photo. Then you apply this same step to the other parts of the body that is in focus. When doing this, you should make sure that the shadow and highlight presets are not in any way disoriented during the exposure process. The next thing you could do to save time for you is to duplicate the radial gradient you made specifically for your object exposure. Right here, if you look into the photos closely, you could see that some parts of the antenna, eyes, and abdomen of the insect is in focus. Reason is mostly caused by lack of enough lights during extremely close-up macro shots. Only downside to it might be that if you use the main camera flash only, it would only be able to display out a certain amount of light to the object but not at aim of focusing on the object itself, but it works. Only downside to it might be that if you use the main camera flash only, it would only be able to display lights on one single spots. Here are some other shots coming from the smartphone camera itself. Overall, taking the most out of your smartphone during macro photography requires a combination of technique, equipment, and creativity. With practice and experimentation, you can capture stunning macro shots that showcase the beauty and intricacy of small subjects.